Well, good morning, you lovely people. I think I've fixed it all now. I am now actually live. As far as I know, I have sound. It seems to be working. Yay! So, apologise for the false start. I'm not very good with OBS. We know this by now, but yeah. So, hopefully we'll get a few people here. No sort of plan for the day. I have got a video if we want to do some debunking. Which is not optimal. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, we have got a video we can do some debunking on. We have got a game we could sit and play for a little bit. It's all up to whatever people want to do.
Sound.
Oh crap! There we go. So we've got 5 people here. That's always a good sign to start off with. See who comes and says hello in chat. I'll just close that one down because I don't need it anymore. Though it is telling me my resolution is 960 by 540, which is not optimal. Okay. Let's check those settings because that we should be on a 1080p today. Quality 480. Yeah, we're only getting 480p. Well, that sucks. So I don't know what's up with that. OBS is set for 1080 because I changed the canvas size and everything this morning. So I am very confused. So S2000 GT, hello, have you got Sky Sports in your pub? No, mate, I don't have Sky Sports in my pub. 9 o'clock here, good morning, hello, how is everyone? Well, I suppose it's afternoon now, isn't it? So, oh, I've got a dog behind me giving a bit of an annoying shake. But, yeah, so we've got a video we can do. I was hoping Steaming Cup of Reason was going to be online. I don't think he is. No, because he was on about wanting to come on a stream, but then I have started about an hour earlier than I thought I was going to, so... But we can have a bit of fun. I can check who's online. AB's online, but he's do not disturb. He's probably still just getting up. Ah, it's alright for some, isn't it? What's the video? The Princess Bride. We'll only do the Princess Bride if we're doing drinking, and as it's only 12 o'clock here and I've got a whole day to do yet, I don't think we can do Princess Bride drinking as yet. Though I do like the idea of that as a game. That could be fucking fun. Though we had drinks last night with friends over, and that was a hell of a laugh. We had to do the cereal box game. I think it's called the King's Cup or whatever. So you basically start with a full-size cereal box. You bend down to pick it up, but your feet have to stay on the ground. Your hands can't touch the ground, so only your feet can be on the ground. You have to try and pick up the box with your teeth, and then every round it goes through, you take off another 2 centimetres off the box. And we got down. I could actually make a new scene and show that. No, because I haven't saved it on the computer. No mind. If you go on my Discord, the picture's in there anyway. I should have prepared that. Go away, dog. But yeah, it was a good laugh last night. Cardiff versus the Scrum matches on... See, I like watching rugby, but I never get time to watch anything apart from blinking internationals because I make the time for that. Following anything else. Cardiff versus the Scrum matches on. I'm assuming you mean football then, because normally rugby would be on telly. Whatever. But yeah, the video we've got is the second basic part of that mud flood video I was doing the other day. So, because I got about... I better fast forward to where we roughly got... Yeah, we're only about halfway through that video. And the guy is crazy for that Trinity 3. Or Trinity 4 he was, wasn't he? But yeah, he could be fun to look at and finish off. If everyone wants that, or if you want to see me playing games, I can play games. Scum, not Scrum. Ah, yeah, I did misread that. That's why you confused me, S2000. But yeah. So we have video, we have that. I'll double check here. Let's actually tag Steaming, see if he's awake. We'll see if he gets back to us. But how's everyone's Sunday been? Are we having a nice lazy day? I mean, that's what Sundays are for, isn't it? Being lazy, doing nothing. I hope so, anyway, because that's what I'm planning to do with mine. Had a nice sausage butty this morning. Right, so I'm still obviously... This is a play the vid. Alright then, 9 o'clock. Let's go to that scene.
You often see this black and white checkerboard on these doorways. Yeah.
Ah, I didn't plan this through, did I? 1 second, because I think I've cocked up here very slightly. Let's go back to the other scene. Because I'm guessing there would have been an echo on that video then. Because I've got it picking up through the audio on the video for that. Through another source. So that would help. We go like this. And if we go back to the video, and I press play again.
Here you go. Look, my friends, why in heaven's name would you do that? Why would you do that? You know, and it's barely used. It's not. It's like a bit of a sore thumb here. Again, this makes no sense. How much effort is there involved in getting all of that? And then, oh yeah, the ongoing issues of water ingress. Now the roots growing back is interesting because these trees, if you look at the oldest trees around here, this is street level, this is current street level.
Black screen. Yeah, that's odd because that shouldn't be a black screen. Let me just try and reset the video itself. Maybe it's that. Annoying. Open file. Let's reopen that video. It's really loud. So we're about there. Let's just make that smaller so I can fucking deal with all this shit. So how annoying is that? This was working this morning. Right, 1 second. I know we have black screen at the moment, but I don't know why that's black now. I haven't left a filter or something on by mistake, have I? No, we've got no filters. So, and that's just a straightforward window capture on that video, which is now horrendously large in the wrong bloody way. The fuck? Okay, I've broken that then. One day we'll get all this right. Wow, why is that like that? Oh, I know why. Let's go like that. Make it full screen that way. Go back to this. Nope, that's the actual video I'm looking at. Nope, wrong one. Oh, hopefully you can still actually hear me while this is all going on. Otherwise, I've really cocked up. My microphone seems to be going up and down though. Right, there's no reason that shouldn't play.
And a tiny window.
So, oh, at least it's now a white screen. How have I broken that? Right, we don't want that, we don't want that. We want the one that's not even appearing anymore. What the hell? Window live chat. Okay, delete that. Yes, let's go back to the scene so you can actually see me. Sound is good, yeah, but I don't know why that's not. Okay, let's try re-adding that one, wasn't it? No, cancel. Window capture. Window capture. It's no longer letting me capture that device. That's really annoying. I had all that set up this morning. All lovely dovely. And for some reason, we've broken it. We'll blame Kiri because she's not here. Let's see if we can do it as a game capture. Capture any full screen, capture specific window. The window we want is going to be that one. Okay. Hey! I think we've got somewhere. My old boss always says it's part of the learning curve. Trouble was it was always the same part of the curve with him. I don't know what happened there. I had it all set up this morning. Right, let's press play, see what happens.
You still think this was done by design rather than some
Really
accidental
loud.
thing? And if she's saying Edwardian, I'm calling curiosity on our current estimation of when the last flooding occurred. I've said it previously on my channel that I think it could be as little as 120 years ago, or maybe even again, maybe even the world wars were used to cover some of this happening.
Oh, wow. So in his opinion, the world wars were used to cover up the mud flood happenings. There wasn't really a world war where lots and lots of people died. It was really just covering up the fact there was a giant mud flood, which is like, why? The whole confusion on this is fucking ridiculous. Real non-sec, yes, we did get the box down to 2 centimetres, and my brother-in-law did manage to pick that up. It was mental. Absolutely mental. I should have done myself over the video. I still can. Let's add video capture device, add existing. Okay. There we go. I can put myself in the corner then. Can talk to you all. Not that it really matters, you don't need to see me, but still. Right, let's play a bit more on this guy who thinks that the world wars were used to cover up the mud flood, because he's damn crazy.
You know, this area has been bombed, you're going to have to stay out now. The bombing runs have come in last night, and we're going to have to close this area off, you know. If you think about things bubbling up, this is the road you said I should come down, and people have still got the same size houses, but they're not as impressive as the one that she lived in. Pre-subdivision. You know, I think that's a useful insightful. I think this might be, I mean, look at the Freemasonic tell here. You know, you often see this black and white checkerboard on these doorways. Yeah.
Oh dear. No, the black and white checkerboards, I believe they were a Edwardian design feature, that they like that big black and white checkerboard. So I could be wrong, but yeah, this guy is just nutballs. Good morning, Peter Harrington. But yeah, about as crazy as you can get here, really, isn't he? So, oh, I don't even know. I really don't know. This guy's just fucking nuts.
Look, my friends, why in heaven's name would you do that? Why would you do that? You know, and it's barely used. It's not. It's like a bit of a sore thumb here. Again, this makes no sense. How much effort is there involved in getting all of that? And then, the ongoing issues of water ingress. Now, the roots growing back is interesting, because these trees, if you look at the oldest trees around here, this is street level, this is current street level. If you look at the oldest trees around here, you could argue that those give you a clue as to, or an insight. See, they've made a bit more trouble here. They've spent a bit more money, and they've fixed that up.
Yeah, because they're probably renting that out as another flat to someone, because there is always the chance that the ground behind it is not the same height as the street level there, which is very true for a village that a village that is round the corner from here. The front of the property all have those little underground celery bits, but because it's on a bit of a hill, the properties at the back don't. They are open out onto ground level, and it's really quite nice. Makes some really good use of the space. Good afternoon, Tatty. How are we going, sir? I'm more confused at the moment, real non-sec, as how he was going, yes, so there's a bombing area here, but really that was the mud flood bit. So only mud came up every so often in certain places. It really makes no sense at all, mud flood. The whole premise of it is bonkers, batshit crazy. Oh, let's play a bit more.
That basement. This one. Some kind of cage. But again, people have spent a little bit more money. Here's your black and white.
Probably an original feature.
Down here, they've spent a bit more money on fixing these up. You can tell, look at that window. Look at that window, friends.
Not much of a window, really.
By design, these clever, impressive builders. Oh, look. I'm not pointing out the wire system. Spider streaks in the sky.
Oh. I'm wondering if there's any conspiracy this guy doesn't believe in. I'm sure this is the same bloke we saw in Cardiff with Mark Martin Ledyke, whatever his name is. And we were there on September the 11th, and there was nothing going on for September the 11th. It's Cardiff, why would there be? But then he was writing on the ground 9/11 was fake and all that sort of crap. And to have the mental capacity to do that on 9/11, you've got to be some sort of fucked up person in the head. What is my dog doing? What are you doing, dog? Oh well, we'll ignore the dog. Oh, what's the chat saying at the moment? Bombing area. Yeah, Tati, he said before that when areas were evacuated because of bombing the night before and everything was destroyed, it was really because of the mud flood, because World War One and Two were a cover-up for mud flood. I swear you can't make this shit up. No one would believe you.
The scratchings. I find the theory that these scratchings are being made by something other than planes, and they're using blue beam technology to overlay what we see as a plane in the shot. Well, what a fascinating little find. Never been down here before, and well, it just keeps offering you evidence that's hard to overlook. I can be certain that there's a basement in here.
It doesn't offer any evidence of anything. All it shows is your lack of understanding. Jesus, it was a basic subject we covered in school with the Victorian townhouses and things like that, and how when they had to dig down for the foundations, they would then have that little bit of space and just build up the extra couple of foot, because they build rows and rows of these all in one go. And they were all brick lined in between each building because of fire protection and things like that. They had to recess the windows by 4 inches because it helped stop with flames going up and things like this. And here's a guy who says, yes, I'm studying architecture. Are you bollocks? Jesus.
A little Freemasonic tail there. And again.
Very true, X-Penguin 95, self-confirming bias. He's just seeing things he wants to see and putting them into his theory of fucking mentalness.
And again. And there, as she said, I think a lovely olive tree. And again, either someone's into their chest, or the Masons have given us a clue that they were here. And this is their repair job. This is their coming back and fixing these places up, and then them being put back on the market.
No, the black and white tiles are more than likely original features, as we've been through, because they were part of the style at the time. And you can tell the ones that have been done up more because a lot of that feature has gone, because it's probably been damaged over the years. And if you were probably doing these properties up in the mid-90s, maybe early 2000s, there wasn't that much of a demand for those original features on these properties because they just wanted cheap houses. The bubble of... can't even talk. The bubble of London property hadn't got as big as it is now, where people are going to say, yeah, if I put these original features in, I'm going to charge an extra £40,000 because London prices are fucking mental. Oh, but yeah.
As I say, 120, maybe 150. They ran out of the small checkerboards for this house. Well, I won't go up the street. I'll double back around. This is quite interesting, isn't it? More black and white. Could say it was the fashion of the day, but
it was.
You could also say that this was retrospectively repaired.
No, because so many have got the black and white, it would have been the fashion of the fucking day. Jesus, why? This guy is mental.
Made good as free masonry. So who took the money? I mean, who takes these? You have a mud flood, you have an event, and the previous owners go away. Somebody comes and takes it. I'll just be able to put this video up as is. No cuts, no edits. It's just full of tells, full of information.
It's not. It's full of you just mentalness. Jesus, and you think this is a giant conspiracy of, yes, mud flood happened and they're hiding it all. Why? The amount of money it's cost them to change everything, why? Why not just say, yeah, there was a big mud flood and loads of stuff got buried? People will go, yeah, all right then. I don't see the point in this as a conspiracy theory. It's fucking batshit crazy. Oh, dear me. Dear me. Right, let's play a little bit more.
And interestingly, how she said, we have to maintain, it's a conservation area, and conservation areas are code. We get to tell you what you can and can't do, and we get to own certain aspects of the changes that are made.
It's not even code. It's conservation area. You can't go and have plastic shitty windows on the front on a building that's 120 odd years old. You've got to stick some original features in. You've got to have the metal railings. You've got to have wooden frame windows. You've got to keep the paintwork to the same sort of style if there's painting on the front. If it's a business, you can't have big garish signs. I used to live up at Llandudno. The entire promenade there is basically part of conservation and things like that. And there are certain things you can and can't do with your buildings. And one of them is hotel signs. They all have to be a traditional sort of Victorian signage because basically Llandudno was a Victorian bloody seaside destination. And you know what? Lots of those buildings are got basements as well. I wonder if that's all a conspiracy. Though, if there was, it'd be a very odd one because then they'd all be below sea level. It's really weird.
Yeah, we lost. There it is. This floor is. There's something called Flood Guard UK. That's to prevent the water getting in.
Yeah, it's to prevent the water getting in, and it's as simple as it looks. It's a big sheet that goes down like that with nice seals and stops the water, and only the water that goes above that height would then go in. And yeah, a lot of these areas are susceptible to flooding. We know this, but it was still cheaper to do, and I believe I heard a beep. Hopefully everyone else hears it too. Tatty?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning, Squire. Hopefully, if I've done all my settings right, the stream can hear you.
Oh, well, if not, then they're going to think you've gone absolutely daft, man, talking to yourself.
Well, there is that too, but yeah. So if anyone's still actually in the chat, if we haven't scared everyone away, if someone can say if they can hear Tatty, that would be brilliant. And then we'll give that a few minutes to come through. Apparently there's still 12 people here, which is nice. But my resolution is fucked for some reason, I don't know why. But whatever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice house tracks anyway, sir, alright, aye?
Yeah, it seems to be running smoothly. Oh yeah, 9 o'clock hero can hear you. That's awesome. That means I've actually done things right, apart from cocking my video up. So I cocked the video up at the start, it was all working, and then it went funny. So I don't know what happened there. Oh, aye, we can. That'd be X-Penguin. Can't understand him, though. Awesome. So what do you think about mud flood? Because it is the craziest conspiracy, I think, that's out there next to Flat Earth. And it is the one that they're all starting to push now.
Well, to be honest with you, man, when I first came across the mud flood, I was like, no, this has got to be a piss take, man. Seriously, they can't be fucking serious. They can't be. I know flat earthers and all that are all dead serious and either mental, but mud flood, really? No. And then I seen Mr. Nagy, and oh my god, my brain melted. It was wow. Astoundingly bad, man. I think my jaw dropped for about 5 minutes solid. Just like, what?
No, the whole Flat Earth thing is absolutely well and truly mental, but mud flood blows it all out the water with,
Yeah.
yes, there's a flood everywhere. I mean, I think I said in the original video that I did of this guy, the road he was walking down originally is 126 foot high, well, above sea level. So surely if there was mud flood up there, how much flood was down in the bottom of these hills to cover any of that area as well? The whole premise is batshit crazy.
It's a geographically conforming mud flood.
It seems to be, yeah. It was 6 foot everywhere, no matter what, no matter the elevation of the land, what kind of slope the land was on, or anything like that. Everywhere got 6 foot worth of mud flood. Oh, apart from the areas that got more than 6 foot. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
I mean, apart
because
from
of reasons.
Yeah, because of reasons. I mean, it's quite nice. We know from archaeology and things like that, most Roman architecture is about 1 metre down. I only know that from going to Chester, because Chester's awesome if you like your architecture stuff. And basically all the Roman stuff starts 1 metre down. Well, that's only 3 foot. So what happened to the mud flood there? Were they already building on top of mud flood bits, or did their stuff rise? Or there's just nothing to it.
Oh, it's mental, man. It's absolute insanity.
Oh, well, we'll hear a bit more of the mental. I'll just say hello. We've got anyone else popped in chat? Curve Pimp, hello. Janie, hello. I'm sure I've said hello to Peter before, but yeah. And we'll play a bit more video. But don't.
Because this is the nature of this whole thing. This is why you would never build these beautiful buildings. You would never build these beautiful buildings with such a difficult. And you know, people make the excuse that in the manor houses, in the fancy houses, the basement was for the staff. Well, these were not manor houses, and these are your middle class houses.
Yeah, I think he's missing the point that they were middle class Victorian houses where they still would have had a servant, maybe two. The cellars still would have been wine cellars, as the lady pointed out earlier, and the servants wouldn't have been in the basements. They would have been living in the attic rooms, the little shit ones that get converted now with big dormer windows and things like that. But they would have been in the top. Ground floor would have been all the normal general living, and they just would have had a cleaner and probably a chef or a cook. But yeah, I mean, where you are up in Scotland, I bet you've got big old houses near you, haven't you?
Oh yes. I'm actually, as he's doing this for the wholesaler thing, I'm thinking there's a road not too far away from me called Battlefield Road.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, where a battle was.
Strange
and
that.
Yeah. It's weird how that works out. But there's tenements built there, tenement flats, and the ground floor of those flats is actually, it's a sunken level because of the slope of the land.
Mm-hmm.
And a wee bit further down from that, there's opposite Queen's Park, you've got the old Victorian or Georgian townhouses, which, as you say, had the servants' quarters in the lower level. Then you had the 2 or 3 levels that the families lived on, and then right up the top, you've got the top rooms, the attics where the butlers and maids and what have you slept.
That's the one. And they would have, the big proper old ones, more than likely the other street was on, not this street, would have had the 2 sets of staircases as well. One for the servants to go up and down on, and one for everyone else to go up and down on.
Indeed.
But more than likely these ones, even if they still had servants, they would have had the carpets that only ran 3/4 of the stairs, so you miss your bit on either side.
Yes.
And that was because your normal people walked up the carpet, and the servants had to walk up the edge, so as to not dirty the carpet. Crazy, isn't it? So I have just seen your Discord that you can't actually hear the video. Sorry about that.
That's cool, man.
To be fair, he doesn't say much apart from, oh, windows, oh, basement. It's more amusing what he actually shows, but if he says anything interesting, I'll make sure to say it out for you.
Cheers, mate.
But we'll play a bit more.
Hell yeah.
These would not have been built with the presumption that there would be staff in them.
Yes, they would have.
In fact, you know, I was debating this with my daughter who's studying history at university. Again, street level windows, retrospectively tidied up, so it's only a small window, but that would have run into the ground.
So he's just saying about the windows running into the ground, and his daughter's studying history at university. So really, his daughter's going to know far more about all this than he ever will. But if he really thinks there's all this giant conspiracy and things like that, I'm guessing his daughter doesn't believe him, because otherwise, why would she go to university to be taught lies? It's like,
I'm
oh,
thinking he must be estranged from his daughter because he obviously doesn't fucking speak to her.
well, no. He said he spoke to her about the bits, but I think she just goes, yeah, whatever, Dad, whatever. You obviously got a bit crazy in South Africa and smoked too many tree frogs or something. But yeah.
Oh man.
Huge Jas, I love that name. I bet his daughter would think he's a right twat. Very, very true. But yeah, we'll play a bit more and I'll keep an ear out if he says anything. He did say that these properties wouldn't have had servants, but based on the size of them, they're too big for a general house for one family, hence why they're now converted into so many flats. So the likelihood of them being servants and help is relatively high. I mean, this is London, big houses. You know the cheap houses in London because they're one ups, one downs, basically. Or 2 ups and 2 downs. So 2 rooms downstairs, 2 rooms upstairs. Very small back-to-back terrace houses where they share the back garden. The toilet was out there, or the well pump so they could get water. These houses more than likely would have been built with running water and other things like that. I mean, they're the similar sort of size to my mum and dad's old house. And they were big houses. I mean, their water pipe that came in, they had to get changed because they found out, and this is only going back 4 years ago, there was still a bit of lead on the piping that was coming into the house. They only found out because they were digging up the driveway to lay new stuff. So it shows how long ago it was made. And I apologise to Carl Edwards for starting a stream without letting him know. It was a bit of an impromptu stream. I wasn't sure what time I'd start today. But notifications should have gone out as long as YouTube's being nice. Right, we'll play a bit more.
Debating with my daughter because she's studying history at the university, and of course she doesn't want to hear this, but their version of history was that there was the Industrial Revolution brought about the advent of the middle class. Well, I'd say to her that we have incredible architecture from pre-industrial period. We have incredible music, you know, the Beethoven's, Bach's and all of that from pre-industrial era. So think about it like this: if you've got fantastic architecture, you've got these beautiful buildings, you've got all the windows, you've got the window frames, you've got all the ironmongery, plumbing, as there would have been, as she said, in lead, plumbing, from chimneys to floor level, basement, the whole thing needed to be, the brickwork, it's all manufactured. You've got people studying to be musicians, playing instruments made by whom?
Wow. So the basic gist of that, Tati, was his daughter doesn't want to hear about the history that he says. He's claiming that the Industrial Revolution, there was nothing before the Industrial Revolution. Who made all these instruments for the Industrial Revolution and things like that? So people like Bach, what music instruments were they playing before the Industrial Revolution? You're like, what? Well, little cottage industries. Basically, the Industrial Revolution replaced these cottage industries. So instead of having a load of people making bricks, well, bricks wouldn't have changed, but it was mainly to do with manufacturing of tools, metalwork, cotton, things like that brought people from the countrysides into the cities. Oh, dear me. And then also... Go on.
I bet he doesn't have a clue if he uses where it comes from.
Oh, I got a bit of roboting there. The joys of blinking Discord in it. But yeah, he doesn't seem to have a clue where any of this stuff came from.
Oh, right.
His knowledge of history is a joke at this point if he doesn't work out this stuff and realise what the Industrial Revolution was. I mean, the houses that he's looking at now, if we are right in saying they're late Victorian to early Edwardian? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Well, that's post-Industrial Revolution, because the Industrial Revolution was, 1760 to about 1820, they count as the Industrial Revolution, maybe up to 1840. So what's his big problem here? Victoria's basically started her had her reign at the end of the Industrial Revolution. So
end,
all
yeah.
that stuff was already there. Buildings and the railways by Isengard, Kingdom Brunel and people like that wouldn't have been possible without the Industrial Revolution. But you notice that in the change of architecture types, more metalwork bridges, more tools, better cannons, better bloody boats, what are they called, ironclads, things like that.
Ironclads, yeah.
It's a joke, and
It's once again, it's selective ignorance. It's a case of, well, listen, I want to feel a wee bit special, man, so I'm going to make something up, and I'm going to pretend it's real, because that way I'm special and everyone else is just not.
Yeah, he wants to be special. He wants to believe he knows the truth, when really I don't think he could spell truth at this point.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, he's definitely special.
Oh, I'll play a bit more, see if he's got anything interesting to say.
And the instruments are phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. This is not... There you go. Another one.
It's a window.
This is not just a few trumpets, and this is an entire orchestral, and not only in one place, all over Europe at least. So someone is manufacturing that equipment. Someone is training those musicians. Those musicians are not just 30 or 40 children from elite families. No, that's hundreds and hundreds of musicians to because not all of them will make the grade.
So the basic gist of that, Tatty, is he's still going about musical instruments and saying that there must have been thousands, hundreds of them, and it couldn't only be the rich people's children and things learning these instruments. Well, yes, it would have been, because they're not going to afford a violin otherwise. You're not going to see your average Joe Bloggs taking his son down to the music shop and buying a violin. More than likely, there wouldn't have been a music shop, and these were things where you would have gone to physically see the craftsman who's making these. I said, I want a violin for my son, blah, 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 blah. And he said, yeah, come back in 18 months because I've got one other in front of you, or something daft like that.
Yeah.
These things were all made by hand. It's one reason why old violins and old musical instruments are really sought after. One, because they're old, and two, because they're handmade. And to get one made with that sort of skill and finesse now, you're going to pay even fucking more. Jesus Christ.
And it's kind of hard to play a fiddle when you're halfway up a chimney.
It is, yeah, because that's where the kids would have been, up the chimneys, cleaning them out. The joys of no health and safety. Yeah, down the mines.
Or climbing under moving machine parts in the cotton mills, etc.
Yeah, well, that would have been the part of, because that's when child labour laws actually started to come in, and one of the first child labour laws was children under 12, I believe, couldn't work more than 12 hours a day and had to have Sunday off. I'm trying to remember it now.
Well.
Yeah, but that wasn't even in law, and that was only for the kids. But they take them out the workhouses, and for anyone who doesn't know what a workhouse was, if you couldn't pay your bills, you basically went into a workhouse or you got arrested. Lots of kids went into workhouses because their parents couldn't look after them, but they either got nicked or anything like that. And yeah, they go to workhouses, and these workhouses would make them do work basically to pay off their debt. They wouldn't get paid, they get fed and they get bored, and that was it. But
and they get charged for their food and board as well.
Yeah, they got charged for their food and board. So, or offering their backsides to toffs. Okay, Hugh. Probably. But I think the toss would have gone for the higher class sort of lady or gentleman. Not the little toe rags that are going up your chimney.
There's the cleaner backside.
Yeah. The poor of the day couldn't afford food. That's very true, non-sec. They couldn't afford the food, let alone buying a violin. And if you were lucky enough to become an apprentice of someone who did either woodwork, carpentry, joinery, masonry, even post-industrial revolution, you were basically a set-for-life position, because these were jobs that were passed down. You didn't go to school to learn this stuff. You did apprenticeships, and that was it. And still, most of them couldn't read, write. You'd only get the master ones that happen to then get educated more. But the kids, nope. You'd be lucky enough to learn how to make a dovetail joint and go, wow. And people would be pay for that quite a lot. Right, let's see a bit more.
Hundreds and hundreds of children need to be taught to play the violin, and before you find 10 maestros from within that group, more black and white. You know, you need an entire industry to provide for the construction that we see around us. This is not just, well, there was wealthy people and then they employed slaves to, you know, the working class. There has to be that middle class, the brickmaker, the wood turner, the guy who's fashioning these fantastic doors, and the stone masons, the this one looks like I got a bit of money. They've got a Porsche parked out front. They're number 5.
He's just saying, this house looks like there's a lot of money. It's got a Porsche parked out front. Yeah, that just shows he really doesn't understand London at all, does he? Because if you can afford a property in London, especially one of these big ones, where the old lady in the original video was saying, these properties you see now aren't flats. A lot of them are still individual houses. So to get a large individual house like that in London, you know what it's going to sort of cost, because the flats round the corner from there, for a 3-bedroom flat round the corner from this one, was 900,000 according to Zoopla.
Oh, jeez.
That was a 3-bedroom flat. It's like, okay. So the fact he's got a Porsche parked out front, yeah, it doesn't really say much, really, does it, if you've got that sort of money to burn? But
kind of pocket change, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he also mentioned about you'd have to train hundreds and hundreds of children to play the violin to get that one maestro or something. And no, not really. If you think you've got no sort of distractions in the way of you're rich, you're not going to have to work, then you can devote 6 days a week to playing the violin. You can become quite good. No, you might not necessarily be a maestro, but you're going to be perfect to be in one of these orchestras. It's only now, because we've got the implementation of free time, decent living wage, cheap food, that we can then go, yes, we can play violins and do things. So no, I'm going to make YouTube videos and things. Doesn't mean I'm going to get any good at it, but the premise is there that if you've got a lot of free time, you can become good at something.
Yeah. I mean, come on, really? It's unbelievable, and I'm the one thing I'm enjoying is you're calling it a violin and not a fiddle.
Oh, your dog's going mental. Well, that's what I've always been told to call them, violins, because you've got violins and violas.
Indeedy.
Yeah. And it's always better to have a fiddle with a girl, not a fiddle on a bit of strings. Ha!
Unless it's a G-string.
And then you play it with your teeth. Anyway, pressing play.
They're definitely hiding the basement down there. And you often see this, it slopes downwards, and if we walk down here we'll see. It would have been made smaller. That's the nature of this. So, you know,
I'm quite wondering, because he's saying that path slopes down at the back, and I'm wondering if you went down to the back, would the back of the property, what was basically the basement, be ground level at the back of that property? And it let all the light through? Because a lot of these properties do, hence why they make great flats, because you get, alright, not much light at the front, but very, very secure, because they, as you can see, they've got the big grates and things over them, but then at the back you've got a nice patioed area. So
That's it. Well, funny enough, the grates on the windows, that's actually now illegal in Scotland.
is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been illegal. They're certainly for rented properties, and I do believe that they don't want it on private properties either, because there was a fire.
I was going to say, if there's a fire, how do you get out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with decent double and triple glazing now, they're quite secure, these windows. They're shatterproof, crack resistant. You have to give them a good fucking welly to get in. And yeah, I think you're going to be fine. And if you're really worried, just have a barred sort of window. So have window with plastic bar in the middle as part of the design that you can still open to get in. So at least then it's locked and you're safe. But whatever. This bloke is just crazy. I should download another video ready.
Oh dear God, man. This is going to be a gold mine, this, I think.
Oh, it is. All right, we'll press play on this a bit more. I need to figure out how I can send you audio as well. I don't know how to do that yet. I should have set up a meet, but I didn't think anyone would join me, so... I'll just say good morning to the conspiracists as well. Right, playing?
The business of creating all these neighborhoods full of beautiful homes requires more than a simple formula of there were the wealthy and then there were those that had nothing. I suggest to you, my friends, that there was always a thriving, wealthy, comfortable middle class, and that these were single family homes for average folks. Yes, we find evidence of much smaller homes in some places. I'm not saying there was no working class there. That kind of makes sense. However, the history we're given of a pre-industrial era non-middle class or comfortable class, if you like, it makes no sense when you think about just the orchestral music, how that was brought about, all the pieces, all the sort of manufacturing of that, and the, just the arrangement of it all.
Oh, he's still using orchestras to justify that there must have been a big middle class before the Industrial Revolution. The fact that London's population for hundreds of years before the Industrial Revolution was basically stagnant, because no matter how many people moved to it, the death rate in London from just natural causes and shit conditions balanced that sort of movement out. And none of these houses that he's looking at basically existed before the Industrial Revolution. Just shows that once the Industrial Revolution happened, there was obviously a big influx of people into the city, a growth of people with money, these people who had small mines that then turned into absolute gold mines because people wanting coal more, the price going up, tin, copper. People then who made the wooden windows, who were then getting employed to make all these buildings, then getting extra work, having to take on extra apprentices. Basically, that's where your middle class came from. And for him to not understand that is a joke.
Well, without getting to colonial and all that on it, this was the time of the peak of the British Empire as well. So you had all the wealth from the Commonwealth coming in, flowing through London.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could be a smart businessman in London, this is the time to be there, because the money there was to be made, whether legally or illegally, because the black market and things would have been awesome. And this is the time of opium dens and all sorts.
Man.
If I'm right, this will be the time of the big things of gin, your pawnbrokers, where people are going to the pawnbrokers, sell their stuff so they can go next door and buy gin, because basically the depression and things, like mental depression on the population of London was so high that they had a huge problem with people drinking shitloads of gin to try and forget that they just worked 14 hours in a factory and lost a finger and children had died and things like that. Cholera, because they still believed in miasma back then as well, the gas spreading through.
I think it was cholera around about 1840 or something when the health laws were passed.
I'm not sure, because I
can't mind myself.
No, I'm trying to remember where they had the Great Stink of London, because that was all post-industrial revolution with everyone moving to the city and things like that. Conspiracists were talking about this crazy man and mud flood, and how he thinks there was always been a middle class even pre-industrial revolution because of these houses, even though these houses weren't built till after the industrial revolution and things like that. We're trying to decide if they're late Victorian or early Edwardian. I'm leaning more to these ones being Edwardian as opposed to the other street being late Victorian. But yeah, it's just crazy beans. Any other bits, Tatty, before I press play?
Other than there's some very well kept hedges on that street. Nope, that's about it, mate.
There is some very well kept hedges, and I bet for the money that some of these people have, they're paying the Polish people to come and cut them, and then moaning about all the Polish people taking the jobs from people. Because London's like that, really. I want my kebab and I want my late night taxi, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for it, so hopefully an immigrant will come and do the work for me. Then I'm going to moan about immigrants taking all the jobs from people. It's like, yo, shut up. You can't have it both ways. Just let people come into the city and live there. Christ alight. Anyway, pressing play.
The training of the musicians. And then these fantastic buildings with all the craftsmen that were needed these craftsmen would have been well paid. They would have been highly regarded. People that are building like this, they're building better than we are today.
Apparently, the people who built these buildings are building better than we are today. Oh, now as a person who's literally had a joiner in my mum and dad's hallway for the last 3 days, putting in nice door frames, mounting and jigging all the doors and things like that, doing it all by hand, so chiseled the works, I would say, no, they're not building any better, but they're not building any worse either when it comes to traditional building methods. So
Traditional building methods definitely not building any worse. I can see the argument he's trying to make. As in a lot of sort of like post-war housing, etc., and houses for the 1930s and especially the 1960s. Actually, the high-rises.
I'd say 60s more. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're all getting pulled down. So
well, they were basically concrete build, weren't they? So yeah. Whereas the post-war ones and the large development of suburban areas, sort of thing, outside of cities with your semi-detached and detached houses, they weren't built badly. I'd quite happily buy one of those houses nowadays because, again, it was all the people who needed jobs, and you still had woodworkers and bits like that who would be able to do these window frames, door frames, because a lot of it wasn't made in factories. I mean, nowadays, I can go down to a factory and pick up a door frame and knock it up in 5 minutes. But if you want it done properly, you pay someone to do it.
That's that, man. So like you get the wood and it gets cut to size.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it goes. But then again, at the same point, there's still prefabs that were built after the war. They were meant to be 10 years max, that folks are still living in the day.
Well, it just shows they couldn't have been that badly built, could they?
Exactly. I mean, oh man, he's talking at a hole in his backside, man, I tell you.
He is. Right, I'll press play on a bit more, we'll see. I'm just gutted you can't hear it. I don't know how to loop that through on Discord.
Discord, it's a wee bit of a dance to do that, I think.
Yeah.
But you're cool.
I should have, because I've only just uninstalled Voicemeeter. If I left Voicemeeter up, I could have put Voicemeeter through to you, but still use my microphone to talk to everyone else. But never mind.
C'est la vie.
I'll figure it out for next time, but then I'm not going to have internet again for weeks. So, well, not decent internet like this anyway. Right, where's the play button gone? There it is.
So it's a kind of magic what they've done to us, and how in the course of just 100 years or 150 years we've somehow had our minds wiped and had this eradicated from our thoughts. There we go.
So he seems thinking in the last 100 to 150 years we've had all of this eradicated from our thoughts. Now, considering that people have lived, there were people not long ago who were alive during both world wars, who were obviously made it to 100 years old, I think someone might have noticed or would have heard their grandparents or their parents talking about, oh yes, I remember when the mud went and swallowed all our basements and we had to basically redesign all of London and raise all the roads up. And those underground tube stations we used to have, they didn't used to be underground, they were above ground. I think the level of conspiraciness on this is ridiculously big. I mean, I'm not saying big conspiracies can't exist, but the whole premise of this one is fucking batshit crazy. 1 is why, and 2 is how.
And 3 is why again?
Yeah.
I mean, why?
I mean,
oh my god.
It's a mud flood that apparently happened all over the world, but hasn't been documented anywhere, hasn't been talked about anywhere, and the only reason we know is because cellars are a thing.
Oh dear God, that is when you boil it down, and that's what it is. When you boil it down, man, I mean, like, yeah, that batshit, man. It is. Wow.
The real non-sex just said in chat, there were no adults left, only kids survived it. I'm like, That makes the whole conspiracy even more crazy. Because then you think, all right, all your adults have died. What age kids survived? How are they going to restart civilization just because they've got houses?
You know how they're saying there's no written record? I've just realised there is. The Lord of the Flies. It's a historical document, folks.
My question would be that if there was this mud flood that wiped out all the adults and everything, and we had to start from scratch, how do we still have Bibles and history and stuff like that? Oh, my wife's looking at me. 1 second.
Oh, in that case, I'll just sit here and...
No, it was all right. She had a coat. I think she's taking the dogs for a walk and was just letting me know.
Ah, cool.
So I'm going to take the big one in about an hour. I'll take that one for a walk myself. The real non-sec, Lord of the Mud. Yeah.
Lord of the Mud. Brilliant, man.
Oh, let's see if he's got any more to say. He probably hasn't, but weren't all the kids put on an orphan trains and shipped out of the cities? Well, no, he's sort of right, because that's what they did do. World War II, didn't they? They evacuated a load of the kids out to the countryside. But a lot of them were coming back by mid 41, 42. But yeah, they did. They evacuated a load of the kids out and took them away to try and give them better lives. Well, not better lives, to try and make sure they didn't get bombed to death. So, yeah.
The mud.
With the mud, yeah. That was it. Germany was dropping mud bombs.
I wonder if that's how they get called mudslingers.
Oh, dear. I'm going to press play now.
And as she said, we have to maintain these windows with their wooden frames. That lady, I didn't catch her name, but this was a real treat. I hope you found that useful and thought-provoking. I'll continue to offer more. This week we're going to Canterbury, so that's a town full of mud flood evidence and full of ancient wonders. Well, recent ancient, not that old. Not that old. More Freemasonry. Have a good day.
So basically, black and white is Freemasonry. Let's go back to that scene. There we go. Yeah, black and white is Freemasonry, and he's going to Canterbury because he says, yes, that's full of mud flood information and evidence. Yes, because Canterbury Cathedral's half underground, isn't it? Fucking knob. I know, there is no sense at all really there, is there? I think I broke Tatty. Yeah. Black and white pattern is Freemasonry, obviously, and that's why there's black and white patterns everywhere. Just for Freemasonry. Joy. Not that it looks like a nice pattern or anything, and it's easy cleanable, and black and white are quite easy colours to make, as opposed to anything with bright colours in, which would have been expensive. The black and white ones would have been cheap. Oh. Oh, I think what we need to do is do a proper mud flood special on the Shills one night, because that could be quite good. So we need to find a good video. So here's the shout out to my subs and anyone who watches after this. Find us a good mud flood video that breaks it all down properly, like top 10 points of the mud flood, just so we can see how ridiculously stupid each single point is. It's going to be anti-flatter, really, isn't it? Yeah. Either we do a special and we get Casual Spaceman on, because he's easy to break. Oh, but no, that was a good little bit of video. I could always get another one ready. What have we got on here? Oh, I've got that top 5 flat earth one I was going to do, and I haven't done that one yet. Let's just check what else we've got on here. Oh dear. Be worried, the Scotsman's thinking. duh, 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 duh. I had a folder somewhere and I've lost it. There we go. Oh. Oh, you sending me a DM? I'm just seeing what I've got on my list here. Oh, that's all piss take bits. Let's have a look what you sent me. Oh, okay. Oh, that doesn't sound good, you know. Oh, have we done that video? I think we have one here. I don't know what this video is, but it's titled Flat Earth Skeptics Here, Common Sense That Can't Be Argued With. That could be interesting. Let's we'll load that up and see what people think, because I don't remember watching it, but I've obviously downloaded it for something, which could be worrying on why didn't I then use it. Game capture. Oh, there it is.
I think you might like this.
But I think by the look of it, you'll need to hear this one, Tatty. So we need to figure out how to do that.
Okay, that's alright. Well, I think I've got about maybe 10, 20 seconds away on the tubes. So what we'll do is I'll just mute off if you want to pad for 20 seconds or so. And
I can always pad for 20 seconds.
Okay.
I should have put on a better latency. I just put on normal latency. I didn't think. I don't think you can change the latency once you've started either, can you?
No, not once the stream's going.
Oh, isn't that annoying?
That's just the way it goes. But I'll stick you a wee message in the Discord there, mate.
Ooh.
If you're interested in that,
Got to.
I'll see if I can get that across to you.
Yeah, either give me the address and I'll download it, or 2 minutes G drive it. Either way, those would be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it probably will need to be G drive, but bear with me to walk it down. But as I say, if you want to do that, mate,
That's fine. Well, I've got decent
off and
internet, so I can
listen up on
download one. So, yeah, well, I'll press play on this one. You do your best you can for padding and listening.
Cool.
Oh, hang on, what's this? Non sequitur. There's an Aussie mud flooder that is very special. Oh, non-sec, send me his name, because that would be good. So either stick it in Discord or message Tatty or myself. But yeah, that would be very cool. Right, I'll press play on this crazy man. I honestly don't know what this video is about. I've downloaded it for something and then didn't use it, so it could be worrying that he could go a bit odd. But we'll press play and we'll see what he does.
That I made a comment in one of my last videos about the government flat earth agents never mentioned that the North Star can be seen from every location around the flat earth, all across the earth at once. If we lived on a round spinning globe, half the earth would not be able to see the North Star.
Okay. Does he seem to think that the North Star can be seen from all over the earth, rather than the fact that you can't see the North Star from all over the earth? So his first point has debunked his whole point. Well done on that. Yeah, you can't see the North Star from all over the earth. He seems to obviously think you can. Crazy bugger. Roger Rabbit, I haven't got a Streamlabs bot. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even wait for you to pause that. I have to say, Barman, I heard the first sentence and.
Did you headbutt the table?
I damn near knocked over my whiskey.
Whiskey? It's only 8 minutes past 3. Shouldn't you be having hot toddies?
8 minutes past 3?
Well, yeah, my clock says 3:08. We're ignoring the one in front of it. Because at
Ah,
least
fair
3:08 is closer to 5 o'clock.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, man.
There is that, because the Earth's a globe and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yay. Right, I'll see what else this guy has to say. If it might just be a crazy man and that's why I haven't used it, but we'll find out.
Yeah, he sounds interesting.
Yes. Interestingly crazy. Right, I'm going to press play.
Until the Earth spun so they could see it. But the North Star, if you can use the lenses to see both in the day as well as your own eyes at nighttime, then you will know that the North Star can be seen from every location across the flat Earth at once, at the same time. And all 88 constellations can be seen in one 24-hour day, including night and day, from across the flat Earth. It does not take a year to see them all, like NASA says.
This guy's fucking batshit crazy. So he really does think you can see all the constellations, no matter what, no matter when, from Earth at any point, whether they be northern or southern hemisphere constellations, and that you can see Polaris all year round, all over the Earth, even at the daytime using filters and things like that.
Wow. Wow. Has he ever seen the sky? You know,
At this point, I don't think he knows what a star or a constellation is, because, damn, that's just... Oh.
he does realise it doesn't count if you're looking at it in a book
Or on a telly.
or on a telly. But the telly's fixed to the wall just near the ceiling, so I'm looking up.
Yeah, that's only because the mud flood knocked his house over. It was attached to it was attached to the wall originally, but because the house fell over, it's now on the ceiling.
Oh, man. Look, that is... yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's worse? This video is 13 minutes and 28 seconds long. We're only a minute in.
Oh, wow.
I think we'd have fun with this guy on the shills, to be fair. I will pass this one over.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it came
that's-
from. I really don't know. It just happened to be there. Flat Earth skeptic. His common sense that can't be figured. So we'll play a bit more and see what else he's got to say.
Now I'm going to give you all some definitions about something. But I want to, first of all, I want to tell you this. Those of you who think you're awakened, you may know about the HAARP, you may know about chemtrails, you may know about 5G, you may know about the DEW, direct energy weapons, the Fukushima radiation. But if you still think you live on a round spinning globe, you're not as awake as you think you are.
Okay, I think he named every conspiracy theory there we're going to get. So Fukushima, chemtrails, energy weapons. Oh, Jesus Christ, 5G. Fuck my life. Fuck my life. Half these people don't understand what 5G is, for Christ's sake. These are the sort of people who probably still think that you can use a phone to set off a freaking petrol bomb, which you can't. It's been tried. I mean, don't mean taking the bare wires from a phone. I mean just having the phone dialing next to petrol fumes and it'll explode, and it doesn't. Good morning, Digital Demonic Dabros. Yeah, WTF here as well. We're very confused by this guy.
Wow. That is something special.
It is. Though Beach8,
a lot and a half.
yeah, Beach8 did just point out he didn't mention vaccines, did he? Which I bet he does believe vaccines are bad, and he probably thinks they cause autism. But yeah, if I can find where this video is from, I think this channel's going to have some absolute gold dust on it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You need to give me this channel.
Oh, I will. I'll send you the description of the video because it's one I've just downloaded. But yeah, we'll see what we can find. But yeah, so Tatty, what are your comments on this crazy man so far?
Holy jeebus is all I can really say on it. What the France is this boy on? Because he's conspiracy overload, man. Absolute conspiracy overload. I'm surprised he's no telling us that the frogs are climbing up the toilets and listening to us for the KGB.
Yeah, but don't forget, the water's made the frogs gay.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I mean, wow, just yeah.
Yeah, I'll play another
I-
minute of him, and we'll see what other craziness he comes out with. Because so you've got to, even if you understand all this, you're not woke if you still think the world is a globe. Okay. So moon landing's going to be fake then, but let's see.
Because the more awakened, the more you will discover things that you have been before you, but you have not been able to see them yet. That's just like all of the feminism. I mean, all of the trannies, all of the trannies, all of the sex changes in Hollywood and in music, and all of that kind of stuff. The women who were born men who now look like good-looking women, they've been doing the same thing for a long time, but you have to awaken to be able to see that woman is a tranny. You have to awaken to see that you live on a flat earth. And if you're not awakened, you're not awakened yet.
Oh dear, I think I've figured it out, with all these people who've gone about, yes, that woman was born a man and that man was born a woman, because then they can be closet homosexuals, because then they can say, yes, I find that man attractive, but obviously they were born a woman first, and that's why I don't find this woman attractive.
I think you might be onto something there, man, because what the hell? Where did that come from, man?
It was a mental outburst from him, really, wasn't it? It's like, yes, these men who are born women, these women who are born men, who then have sex changes so they do better in the film industry and the music industry. It's like, okay, yeah. I did see one not long ago that someone said that The Rock was born a woman. My wife has just walked back in, and even she is looking at me like, the fuck? I would love someone to walk up to The Rock and say, is it true you were born a woman? Is that why you haven't got an Adam's apple?
Oh, please. Oh, yes. Oh, please, yes. And I would love for it to be Dildokli as well, man.
Oh, that'd be funny. Imre Fabian's just said, just wait long enough and he comes to all the forgotten conspiracy theories yet. Oh, have you seen this guy before, have you, Imre? If you have, we don't actually know what channel this was from. It was just on my hard drive that I've downloaded once upon a time. If you've got the channel name, if you can send it us, that would be absolutely brilliant, please, mate. But yeah, so anything from you there, Tatty, on this crazy motherfucker?
He's going for the full gamut, man. I'm telling you, it seems as though he's got a bingo card or something in front of him, and he's trying to go for the full house. I mean, wow, that is it's an impressive list. I'm still trying to get over the fact that he thinks that all the stars are visible from everywhere on Earth.
That is a seriously mental one. But I reckon he's probably never left his hometown or state.
Or home.
Or home, yeah. Well, he's obviously been out the home. He's got glasses, so he's had to go to an optician's at some point. Oh, good morning. Well, good afternoon, Pip. Pip's just joined the chat.
Hey, Pip.
But yeah, this guy is crazy as crazy. So we're 2 minutes in, and he is just absolutely off his head crazy. Let's have a bit more crazy.
You may think you're awakened, but you're not that awakened yet. Word definitions. The word balance. Balance is a noun. Balance means an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. Full control of motor skills to maintain controlling balance in the moving of any object. You could take a board and cut it off flat and straight on both ends and stand it straight up. And a little breath will blow it over. But if it stands up, stands straight, it's not on a moving platform.
Oh. Are we really revisiting this argument that's been covered more times than you can care to count? If you're there and it's moving perfectly in the same direction at the same speed, no acceleration, no deceleration, no bumps, why would it fall over? What force is going to cause it to fall over? The air and everything else around it is moving at the same sort of speed. Well, exactly the same speed. This is why you don't feel the movements. Oh, this is like the whole argument of, if I'm on a train and jump up, why don't I fly to the back? Because you're travelling with that train at 70 miles an hour. Like when we're on Earth now. This is why when I jump, I don't go flying backwards. This argument has been covered more times than I can shake my cock at. Jesus Christ.
I know. I mean, how can you how many times do you need to say reference frames and inertia and conservation momentum, and you're a fucking idiot. Then,
did we break you then, Tatty? That was a lot of oh.
That was yeah. I'm frantically looking for another bottle of whiskey, thanks, because if this goes on any further, the one I've got beside me is in danger of being tanned and then some.
Oh
Wow.
dear. There is the level of stupid and crazy in this video is it's not disappointing, shall we say?
Oh, it certainly is not. It certainly is not, man. This is something quite special.
Yeah, I'll play a bit more and we'll see what we can get out of him. But Jesus wept.
I'll check your Discord, the Discord as well, man.
Oh, I forgot something else in Discord. I'll quickly look at that. Oh, awesome. I'll quickly open that ready. And while that's doing that, I can... Oh, I saw the logo on the bottom of that video. We are so going to be doing that shit. There we go. That's downloading ready. That could be a surprise for everyone. If not today, then I might do another live stream tomorrow evening or something. Right, where's my play button gone? I've lost play.
Play. Stay upright on a moving platform. And she lost her balance before falling. And synonyms: stability, equilibrium, steadiness, footing, sure-footedness. The human senses that experience forces against their balance of sure-footedness and stability of their own voluntary, motorized movement and self-control. I tipped and lost my balance. I was moved off balance by a force. Anonym is instability. Equilibrium, medical definition of equilibrium: a state of balance between two opposing forces or actions that is either static, as in a body acted on by forces whose result is zero, or dynamic.
I'm just wondering if he's just going to spend the rest of this time just reading the definitions of words. Because, yeah... if that is the case, this could get very boring very quickly. I might skip forward exactly 1 minute because we're at the exact 4 minute time at the moment. If I skip forward, yeah, word salad, Fabian, you're right. He's just reading words to try and make sense of it. I think that's still reading. Let's see if he looks at the camera. We'll skip 2 minutes in front. We'll go to exactly 6 minutes. And we'll give it a little bit of a play. And hopefully he's finished just reading words off.
Against you, to throw you or to knock you off balance, or to push you or crush you to the platform that you walk on or that you stand on.
No, he's still just reading words, isn't he?
Force. An inertial force is a force that resists.
Oh, he's got to inertial force.
Velocity of an object, including a person.
So I think this is one that will be better to be cut down, ready for the shills. But yeah, he seems to just be reading the words, but he's not understanding what the definition of these words actually is on about. Because if he's on inertial force and things like that now, there's obviously going to be other things that he is just knowing. Just nopedy nope. Oh, we got something else though. Tatty's giving me some Jerry and Bob Nodell stuff. Oh dear.
Aye. Well, to be honest, courtesy of our old friend.
Oh, not colon.
Oh yes.
Oh, which means it's going to be an absolutely terribly funny video. Oh crap, moved the wrong box. I was trying to move myself then. I want that one. There we go. I'll stick myself in the bottom corner now. Oh dear, it's more words. It's more words. So how long's this one? 1 minute 23 seconds.
Was it
Ooh.
123? Oh,
123. Which is fine. We're on 25 past 1 now. I want to walk the dog about 2, so that's all good with me. And let's be fair, I have quite a few videos here that we could always have a quick peek at. I don't know what half of them are, but yeah. Gravity, A Theory of Deception. That's on my thing. Oh well. Let's press play and we'll see what this crazy guy is. I'll just quickly look at chat before I do. Make sure everyone's happy. Anything I've missed? Pip, if that's all you need to do to make content, sign me up ASAP. Yeah, because basically that's all he's done, isn't he? Read the definitions of words and put that out as content. As a 13-minute long video. Jesus. Oh, you go over all the words till you find the one causing you to misunderstand. Dear, what was that from Roger Rabbit? What was that in response to? Unless they're big scary numbers like 15. Oh, I've missed his original comment on that, so that's a bit of a poop. Never mind. Right, I'll press play. We'll see what Bob's got to say.
Some of the geological features that seem unexplainable, how like there's these iron deposits that are found in the middle of the jungle that are not oxidized, and they could not have formed with water around them, so they don't fit the model of the earth being formed with water first, apparently, but they could have been formed with a blast of plasma hitting the surface.
Yeah, exactly, Rodrigo. And you know, that's kind of like, I've looked at the Grand Canyon, right? And you know how they tell us about the Grand Canyon, that it was allegedly formed by the Colorado River carving it down, which, I mean, you got to have rocks in your head to believe that. Right. But to me, it makes a lot more sense that it was kind of electrically, carved out by plasma discharges. And of course, that would be some horrific plasma discharges that I sure as hell wouldn't want to be around. You know, I get freaked out on some lightning storms, but it just seems way more plausible. Even little green men coming down with their shovels digging it out seems more plausible to me than the Colorado River, carving it out. So I think plasma is, that's one thing that they've never really discussed. It's only now coming out that it's considered to be this fourth state of matter, and that all these things, can and do come out of it. But it's information I think has been suppressed for a long time, and there's a lot to learn about it.
Seriously. So Bob Nodell thinks it's more believable that little green men could come down and dig out the Grand Canyon than that a big river could wash the stones away and carve it through.
Beautiful, man. That was sent to me, and when I played it, my jaw once again dropped.
That is absolutely mental. Well and truly mental. I mean, to think, oh yeah, it could be plasma. I think we might have noticed that the plasma sort of destroyed, melted or vaporized a load of rock, and that we didn't find the sediments from this rock that had washed out the Grand Canyon out into sea and the estuaries and things like that. We can trace these rock patterns back, and we know how fucking water erosion works. And to think that water couldn't erode some rock is a bit crazy, really. I don't think he does, Pip. Obviously, he doesn't believe that it was Noah's flood that carved the river, carved it all out. That's just another crazy theory that some of them have, isn't it? Yes, it happened in about 3 days when all the water drained. Okay, and then they also say that the sky is blue because all the water's in there, but all the water came down for the flood and then drained back into the sea. No, it didn't. Well, it obviously did, because you think the Grand Canyon was caused by all that water going back to the sea. Yeah, but the sky's blue. Oh, I love a bit of Answers in Genesis. They're so funny. There he is. Yeah. Real non sequitur. Space Jews. Yes, the Space Jews dug it out just to confuse everyone. I'm not sure, but was it was all, we all know it was before the Battlestar Galactica came, because I'm sure when Battlestar Galactica came and looked over the Earth, there was already the Grand Canyon before it dropped off the first people. For anyone who's not familiar with Battlestar Galactica, that would just be a shit reference. But for anyone who is, it'll be worth it. But yeah, that was... Oh, 9 O'Clock Heroes got it. So all the water that flooded the Earth and then went down and then caused the Grand Canyon to be made, that's where all the mud then came from for the mud flood. Oh, where do we find these people? I want to know how blinking what's it finds all this crap. Colon is... He must get mental brain damage every so often for all the crap he looks at. Because it is... Oh, it's scary. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I've got a good one. How long we got? We got half an hour. We can do a fun one. Do you want to talk about Saturnit? Oh, I can't even read it. We'll just play it. The worship of the reptilians, basically. Let me just pause this. I need to change scene on OBS to video. I did forget this is the reason I think I didn't use this video. Is because of how she records. But in which case I can make myself a bit bigger. There we go. Now you'll get to look at my scary face. Why the hell not? Right. Enjoy, ladies and gents, because this woman is very, very crazy.
But anyways, it is so nice out here for a change. Fucking cold. I actually set my car early this morning wearing my coat and everything that I did from the night before. But there's something in which I wanted to say that I think is very important. It's going to take a minute. I'm still trying to get that fucking site set up. Now it's just a matter of trying to incorporate the files from the server into the WordPress library. And there's so many fucking files in each folder, it's not doable with add.
Why do people record outside?
Another way. With that being said, I'm going to tell you something from personal experience, that Satanism is synonymous with worshiping, either worshiping or working with reptilians, or it could be the reptilian energy. Because I've been throwing cards on myself, right? And whenever I throw cards on myself, I keep seeing a King of Pentacles being around me. And so I looked at, pictures of myself with the reptilian slits. And remember the dude I was talking about who I woke with the truck with the RV in the back? Okay, make a long story short, when talking with him, when I helped him get a jump on his car and all that, he was saying that he imagined a white light around him. And next thing you know, he said he got attacked by some green energy.
So, reptilians, Satanism, green energy, and imagining white lights around you, and throwing cards over yourself, and just being a moron enough to record outside next to obviously a busy roadway and thinking that people are going to fucking hear you. Oh. Pip, I think you've got it right. Too much meth or crack. Yeah, I remember.
One bucket full of crazy right there, man.
Oh, well and truly. I've renamed this video as well on my thing. It was called The Art of Noise, and now I remember why I didn't use this video in a video either, because it was just the background noise was too much for when I was like, no, we're not putting people through walking next to a fucking busy road. But we can do it on a live stream because there's more talking and you can make more of a joke about it. I don't think there's any filters I can put on the audio.
I thought you'd have called it The Art of Noise because all she was saying was dumb, 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 dumb.
Oh, it was a bit crazy, wasn't it? But yeah. Yeah, it kind of... She went off at 50 mile an hour and it escalated from there, man. Yeah.
Wow.
What's worse, though, watching the video back, you can tell where she's cut it as well, and still thought, hearing the audio back to herself, that it was worth releasing this video and not sitting there and redoing the video afterwards. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, love? Go in a nice, quiet space. I know I'm in an echoey space, but at least I'm in a quiet space. Christ.
It was obviously just that important that she just had to get it out there to warn everyone.
I know, but when they do it and then obviously take the video back, do some editing to it to put in cutscenes and things like that, or to add in pictures, you just say, well, why don't you re-record the audio at home? I mean, for fuck's sake.
Man. If recording videos like that was good enough for Jesus, it was good enough for me.
Love it. Love it. Oh, we'll see if we can understand anything else this crazy, crazy woman can say. Oh, can someone buy her a hairbrush? Nonsex says, and shampoo. Well, dreadlocks, isn't it? I never get dreadlocks. It's like, they just look messy. But anyway, more video.
Which, from my experience, and as well as from the experience of a lot of people, there was a Hispanic girl, Mexican, and again, they come from the line of Quetzalcoatl, who's a reptilian, shape-shifting reptilian, who also shapeshifts into a white man for the most part. That's why they worship white people in that culture.
Culture. All cultures are cults, obviously. And more shape-shifting reptilian aliens. Oh, hello, casual spaceman. How are you doing, Squire? We're looking at crazy, crazy people. Oh, dear. Tatty should be about caught up by now, because luckily we didn't look at much of it, but...
Wow. 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 What?
I know, we didn't even have to play much of that, did we?
Yeah, that was... Mind what I said before, it went from 50 to crazy in quick smart time. Just jumped the light speed there, man.
Yeah, it was 0 to crazy in light speed time. It was fucking ridiculous. 3 seconds to crazy. Oh dear. It is absolutely well and truly crazy. So yeah, we could set this as another video and do this as a proper show if we edit it all out properly. I could send you this one over for the shills as well. If we edit it out and see if we can do something with the sound, that could make a very cool video for the shills. Oh, what does the audience think? Would they like to see the shills rip this crazy lady apart? Maybe we'll send her a hairbrush if we get lots of people come on. But yeah, but then she'd probably take that as offensive to her culture that we're going to get to brush her dreadlocks. Oh dear me. But yeah,
she's definitely talking one lot of cult.
I think she's just talking crap. Oh, I'm just seeing what else I got here. Why did they lie about the planets in the sky? I know you've got one for me as well. I've got a David Icke one. We have reptilians who run this world. But that's 6 minutes long. How long is the why did they lie about the sky? That's 30 minutes as well. Bob Nodell Science highlights the Great Dinosaur Hoax. That one was quite funny. Cheeky Dick Waffle. What's the chat saying? Please do some ripping. Yeah, I think I'll definitely have to send this one over to you, Tatty, for ripping to shreds. Because I think it's going to be a good one, that one for the shills. We'll have to edit out the sound properly. My daughter got dread extensions put in a few years ago. Oh my god, they stunk when I cut them out. Oh god, I bet, Pip. Jeez. Because, yeah, you can't really give them a good proper wash or anything, can you? Minging. But, right, I'll just see what we've got here. Name that tune, Johnny Bravo. Eddie Bravo speaks on flaws in the heliocentric model. We're just using this as a thing to find out what videos does everyone want us to see. Pendulum going underground with Antonio. Oh, that's a bloody crazy woman one. That could be fun.
Ooh,
but then
I don't like the sound of that.
Well, it's a Orphan Red Menziger one, but the thing is, it's 5 hours, 39 minutes and 33 seconds long. I'm not even joking. She did a 5 hour, 40-minute live stream.
5 hour, 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Tell you what, how's it we do 2 minutes from the 52-minute mark?
Oh, okay, I can do that. We'll open that up. Right, so from the... oh, shit, why is that so big on my screen? Let's make this a bit smaller. 1 second.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the live stream. Today we have a
Yes, be quiet. Right, let me just rearrange where this video is.
Just for absolute randomness.
I think I'll cover Antonio's face. I don't think her face is anything worth writing home about, but at least her face is nicer than his.
Oh, sure. That's
Oh, actually, I
man,
can just go in the bottom, can't I? There we go. We'll go in the bottom. There we go. Right, so what did you say? From 52 minutes?
Yeah, 52 minutes, as I say, just as a absolutely arbitrary time.
Okay, and we will play 2 minutes, or should we just play until we want to stop?
I would, if we get through 2 minutes, I'll be surprised.
Right, 52 minutes. Oh, God, they fucking moved. I'll press play, I'll adjust now.
So discernment, people, I guess, is the message from this. But so I just found a lot of little interesting articles about people saying GPS and compass errors increasing by pilots, right? Saying that they're finding that they're having problems. It's fine at takeoff, and then when they're in mid-flight, all of a sudden they're seeing these GPS and compass errors, and they're asking other pilots, like, how do you guys deal with this? What do you guys do, and what's the backup? And it's just interesting to see their little, they're not really private conversations, but they kind of are, because they're on these forums that most people don't visit and don't find, right? And so it does show that the magnetic field is changing massively in ways that people are picking up on, people are noticing, but nobody's putting it all together.
Yeah, they are. We know the magnetic North Pole is moving. We know how far it's moving, and we know what speed it's moving basically on a daily basis. We are due for a polar magnetic shift, I believe. So she's not really covering anything new, but she thinks she is. Because, yeah, it's Orphan Red. Of course she thinks there's going to be something new that only she knows.
Wow. That's yeah, GPS and compasses don't work anymore.
They said having errors, weren't
more
they?
And more, yeah.
But
more and more errors.
Yeah, we know things are moving, so oh dear me.
And the other thing I liked was the pilots are saying that they work fine during takeoff and landing,
but not in the middle.
but not in the middle. Now I remember watching, I think it was a Wolfie video, and he was they covered something like that in the takeoff, because they do make adjustments for headings on runways, etc. So they do get their bearing, and then when they're airborne, they do make certain adjustments to their instruments to compensate for the fact that they are sort of like moving and to negate, well, for whatever reason, I can't mind the reasons, but they do something.
Mm-hmm.
So she is kind of right, but in a totally wrong way.
Yeah. Well,
so
as
nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's got nothing to do with us being bloody flat, let's face it.
Oh, hell no. But as Beach 8 pointed out, GPS has nothing to do with the magnetic field, so he's calling BS on that. The more important thing is, how do they think the magnetic field works on a flat Earth? Because they obviously think there's like only one point for the magnetic energy. Oh, and Casual Spaceman, yeah, Aussie Protective do 7 to 8 hour live streams, but at least they have other guests and things on. Could you imagine sitting through like 5 hours of Orphan Red and Antonio Subarats and not wanting to blow your own brains out?
No.
John Curtin, I don't think she goes by Orphan Blue anymore. No, she's now Mensa Girl. So she won't read you a bedtime story anymore.
No, but I have to say, I do find the message on the bottom of the screen rather Orphan Bluish.
Ring my bell.
Yeah, to be a special subscriber. Oh my god.
Hello there. Right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more minute, because I let it play for a minute. Then we'll do one more minute, and we'll see if she's going to actually make any sort of sense, or if it's just going to be the normal sort of crap she comes out with.
And the mainstream just keeps telling you everything's fine. We know what's happening. It's just metal sloshing around in the middle of our planet. So the second thing that the horrible consequences of Earth losing its magnetic field, which will only happen in the faraway future, but is actually happening now. Birds couldn't migrate for the winter. But when you do a Google search for bird migration, disaster, failures, death, you see all these articles about all these animals in the last, really since 2003, you're seeing an increase. All these migration problems, death and migration, everywhere in the world you're seeing animals that migrate using magnetic fields that are having problems. Here's an article from 2016, mass deaths of migratory birds in Chilliwack. And there's dozens of these articles. What do you think about that, Antonio?
Well, isn't that amazing? As the rise of smartphones, cameras, better fucking technology rises, we notice that there's more fucking bird disasters. I'm not saying the technology caused them, but I might be saying that it's better to document them. If you've got a smartphone, you can find them before the animals get eaten. No one's saying that these things don't happen. But again, it's nothing to do with the flat Earth. We know Earth's magnetosphere is changing. The magnetic North Pole is moving. But I'm sure she has a video she's done about 5G as well that's killing everyone. Oh God, colon's here.
Hey, alright, Squire.
Yeah, that is crazy. Come on then, Tatty. Rip her a new one. You know you want to.
I tell you, man, it's like kicking a puppy. It really is. It's like kicking a puppy. It's not. I mean, how can you be that bloody? In fact, I know how you can be that stupid, because you can't be that stupid. You just can't be that stupid. I mean, for Christ's sake, as Beach pointed out, the whole OI, GPS and magnetic fields. Yeah, but shame the two of them get bugger all to do with each other.
Mm-hmm. But
it's just I don't know what happens, but see, when I hear her voice, man, it kind of my brain numbs. It goes into automatic self-preservation shutdown. I think it's like, oh shit, no, there's too much stupid coming here, man. No, avoid at all costs. Danger.
Danger, Will Robinson. The crazy vampire bat lady is coming to steal your souls.
Oh God, I mean, wow. Really? Wow. And she's some piece of work, man. She really is. Some piece of work.
Yeah, but it's a shame, really, because she covers... I mean, that is actually an interesting topic about how the Earth's magnetosphere is changing and things like that. But she twists it for her own fucking... Yes, it's all got to be about flat Earth. It's all got to be about this. It's all got to be about that. It's like, no. I'm sure she had a stream with sewer rats where I think they just made up the entire stream about beyond the ice wall is other lands, and beyond their ice wall is more lands. We're all like in little ponds.
Oh,
it's like, what?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
It's all very, very crazy. Very crazy. So you can see I'm just padding out the time here while I wait for the next video to download. This video's like 500 odd meg. Oh, there we go. It's downloaded. Right. We might pop back to Orphan Red at some point, but I fucking doubt it. So let's have a look. What time point did you want me to start at? It's only... How is this video only 4 minutes long but 520 meg in size? Tatty, you really need to learn and what quality to download things in.
I couldn't be off, man. I was just watching it. I was going through his live stream one week. I was going through his live stream one night, and I just decided to start ripping stuff, so I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing. I was just grabbing it.
Oh dear. Right, I'll just make him fill my box. Haha, rude.
Haha, oh, rude.
There we go. And I'll move myself to the other corner, I think, because I'll be the opposite corner of him then. If I can click on the right fucking window. Fuck's sake. OBS is so annoying. Right, so we're going to see... It's only a couple of minutes long. We'll have a look at him. And if anyone wants to see us do some Martin Ike, whatever the fuck his name is, let us know and we'll get some queued up for the shills. Right, I'll rewind back to the start. Yeah, it's only 4 minutes, 24 seconds. Right, play.
Oh, this is the government, right? No. You watch Flat Earth British. We told you what's in vaccines, guys. It's fucking, anything from pork, formaldehyde. Guys, it's poisons in it. It's toxic shit. There's no cure for it. They gotta give it to you. If you've gotta go through their indoctrination program and everything else, and you've got kids, and you're gonna make them go to school any fucking way and have a vaccine, a flu vaccine, where they're gonna pump some stranger who you're forced to trust, or through a threat, is gonna pump a disease that they say they've got no cure for into your child. That kid's gonna come down with that disease. So if you have got kids, when they are dishing on the flu vax, keep them home them 2 fucking weeks. Say they're home with the flu. Yeah.
Probably the worst advice you could ever fucking give anyone. No, go and have the flu vaccination. And then hopefully you won't get the flu. Yeah, there is chances, because vaccines aren't 100% for things like the flu, because they do mutate, hence why you have to get a flu shot every fucking year. But it would be nice if that poor kid in your school who's got the weakened immune system due to maybe having leukemia, cancer, fucking any number of fucking diseases, is sort of protected from the risk of having flu, which then your child might be carrying the disease in properly, then kills that other fucking child. So well done for that. Vaccines do not fucking contain all the toxins you think they do in the way you think they do. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable how you can justify it, and as the spaceman's quite rightly pointing out.
I saw that, yeah.
Perhaps already pointed out, yeah. This is the same gentleman, and earlier on in the stream he actually turns around and says, yeah, this has been an eventful year, and then goes on to describe how he lost his account.
Yeah, so he basically got scammed out of his account by being a fucking moron, and then expects you to follow his advice that could lead to serious medical conditions for people. Yeah, that sounds like an awesome plan. Fucking knob.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, well, we'll play a bit more and see what he's got to say, because, vaccines is going to get me grumpy. Yes, hello, dog.
Because everyone in school is going to have that fucking flu. Okay, is my advice. Okay, from what we have learned, this is sleeping, and later everything will become apparent of what this is. Everybody is having it. Everyone is forced. Mandatory. What does that mean? Mandatory. I don't know what it means. It means everyone get fat. What it means.
I forgot that he was like this with words, that he likes to break down words and say, yes, it means this, like concave. Con because it's a con, and cave because that's where I should live, because I'm a fucking moron. Oh my god. Dumb as a box of brain damaged rocks, as Mike says. Right, go in, our dog. No, go in, dog. Shh. She's after a walk. But, dear me, this guy he's scarily stupid. And the fact that he thinks people are going to take his information. And the scary thing is that he does have a reasonable amount of subs, and that people do pay attention to him. It's scary.
That's the really worrying about the subs. That's scary with the amount he's got. But yeah, as you say, people do actually listen to this and think he's talking sense.
Yeah, it's worrying that they do, and they are going to cause problems, and the people have caused problems by not having vaccines, because there was the case in South Wales a few years back. Well, I think it's probably 10, 12 years back now, and someone did fucking die, so well done. Oh, dear me. Dear me. We'll play a bit more of this sack of shit.
Forced vaccinations. These motherfuckers as well. UNESCO. You've got the azimuth distance, 33 subsections, surrounded by laurel leaves, you know the score. They own everything. They own every single historical site. But not only that, they have got so much that they own. UNESCO, set up after the Second World War with the League of Nations, etc. I don't want to go into the history. But they cover everything. They cover rule of law, human rights, etc. So basically, every country they're in goes downhill rapid. These are the fuckers. Education, natural sciences, social human sciences, it's all them pushing that shit. They got hold of every World Heritage Site. You want to see the list? They got them all. They own Easter Island. They own everywhere. They own Yellowstone. They own massive islands. They just own. Okay. What else did they do? Well, they made CERN, apparently. They do all of this. So everywhere they go, it turns to shit. Okay.
Proof it turns to shit. That's what I want to know. Proof it turns to shit. And yes, they're involved in many, many fucking areas like that. But as in owning islands, well, not owning islands, but being involved in these islands to protect them from fucking natural development. Jesus Christ, this guy has dumbed my brain down. Let's start again on this entire fucking sentence. Yes, UNESCO is involved with World Heritage Sites to protect them from development, from destruction and things like that. Doesn't mean they own them and not own them outright, because there are other heritage fucking groups. I mean, the National Trust works with UNESCO on sites, and things can be listed as a UNESCO site of world interest and heritage and things like that. It doesn't then mean it's owned by UNESCO. It's just they will give money towards it to help protect it and things like that. Not owned by, because many of the castles in Wales are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, but it doesn't mean they're owned by UNESCO, because I'm paying my money to go into these castles to fucking National Trust and people like that. But good afternoon, 1 minute debunk. I saw you pop in there, and Linda's here. Oh, but Tati, go on, rip him a new one. You know you want to.
Yeah, no. Funny enough, there's a World Heritage Site just outside of Glasgow in New Lanark. It's a model village. It was built by Robert Owen, one of the industrialists, going back to your old mud flooding and what happened. one of your leading industrialists in that. And yeah, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it's owned, run and administered by the National Trust for Scotland. I'm pretty sure Edinburgh Castle and Stirling Castle would fall under the same kind of protections. Although possibly not, because they are castles, they might be owned by the Crown, now that I actually say that out loud.
I believe the Crown gifted many of the older castles to the National Trust, and they don't make money off the actual castle buildings themselves anymore, and the National Trust just pay for them. But yeah, a lot of them were gifted, because a lot of them, don't forget, were taken off the Crown as well at the end of the Civil War, because Oliver Cromwell wanted to blow them all up, didn't he?
Yeah, he most certainly did, and he certainly made a with most of them in Scotland, that has to be said.
They tried with the one in Conway, and up until I believe the Victorian time, one of the towers, so big fucking tower like this, all that section, come to the camera, all that sort of section underneath the tower was missing, so it was sort of curved up like that with nothing underneath. So the Victorians rebuilt it and put a load of stonework back in, but yeah.
Just to re-support it again.
Yeah, but that could be an interesting one for cover on the shills. Do a full UNESCO one, and we could actually have a look into it properly and find out what they do own, what he says they own, and that could make for a very interesting stream, I think.
Oh no, absolutely, that could be it could be quite a short stream.
It could be a very short stream, but yeah, I think we'll finish off because there's only 2 minutes left of this video. If we finish off this 2 minutes and then have a wrap up on it, and then I'll have to be walking the dog soon, so if anyone wants to come for a walk with the dog, that'd be nice. Save me doing it, but yeah. At least it's not raining today. Right, let's play a bit more. Maybe. There we go.
Committee on Intellectual Cooperation. Do as you're fucking told, in other words. And they basically made CERN, they were to do with Mandala. Nice. So everywhere you can imagine, Aswan Dam, where they removed all our antiquity, flooded an area, Great Temple of Abyssimbel. They own anywhere of any importance, but they also the Intergovernmental Meeting of UNESCO in Paris in 1951 led to the creation of CERN. So UNESCO own all of everything. They own they run the education, the mind control.
So I'm trying to figure out why them being involved in the Aswan Dam and removing all that stuff of historical importance is a bad thing, and why that then goes to shit. Because otherwise, a lot of these temples and these temples and statues would have been lost under a fucking giant fucking reservoir. So why is it a bad thing that they've come along and moved them and painstakingly, expensively moved them and rebuilt them and restored them as best as they can in areas that are no longer affected by the flooding? I mean, it's going to be shit if you've ever got to follow a map that is based on where these locations were, because they're obviously not there anymore. But yeah, he's not saying why it's bad. They were helped with the development and creation of CERN. How is this a bad thing? Oh,
I just like how he's obsessing that they own any significant site all over the world. In fact, I'll put it in my own words, all over the globe.
Yeah, but he's got no proof that they own these things, just that they've been involved in protecting them and helping and things like that. Because surely if they owned all the stuff in Syria, Iraq and Iran where fucking the Muslim-y crazy, what was it called? ISIS were, that they would have been there with their own special paid armed guards to protect all the stuff that they own, because obviously you're not going to let them think, as opposed to the countries that own them, like most people actually think. But I've got to read out something from Andrew Buckley as well. UNESCO is UNESCO. The N is 6 letters away from T. That would make Tesco. They own all the islands and castles. The 6 is the 6th day, Friday at the end of the week. So we're all doomed. So, yeah. The Tesco's are going to take over, own all the castles, and on Friday they're going to kill us all. Now we know. And as Linda says, he's just making stuff up. That's what most of them do. Yeah. Fallen down a rabbit hole, hasn't he? And he just can't get out, and he has to go deeper and deeper.
God, I think a rabbit hole for this one's being a bit generous, man. He's falling through the bloody hole to China.
Oh, dear. I'm just wondering. Yeah. So, do you want any other bits, or shall I play the last minute?
Oh, go for it, man. Play the last minute. Let's say this one of his misery, man.
It's for your own good. You can't think for yourself, we'll do it for you. Okay? That's not true, this is true. So anyway, just letting you know, I got this off Carla Red Pill. Okay, thanks Carla, love. And basically, when you see the list, you work out that they just about cover every fucking thing. You know, even in computers, every important archaeological site, even works of Michelangelo's David. You know, they got everything, these fucking UNESCO. And they can, look at this, International Backer Carolite. Oh my god, they can't even fucking, they got all this, like Film Corporation, Sciences, Museums, Archives, Journalists, Councils, Institutes, Newspapers, all of this. They got all of this. Mahatma Gandhi. Theoretical physics. So basically, voodoo, bullshit, religion.
Oh dear, good goddamn God. Oh. He is crazy. And as for an example, I quickly looked up who owns the Statue of David. And obviously it's owned by Italy, because the state pays for its upkeep. But the biggest controversy is whether it should be technically as part of the Roman collection in Rome or at Florence. Then that's who owns it. It's Rome or Florence, but basically Italy. Not UNESCO. Oh, that was fucking terrible. Oh, there's an alien moon. dear me. Oh, here's Steaming Cup of Reason. I've just said hello to him. Because he was hoping to get in on this earlier. Because I was going to start about 1 o'clock, but with walking the dog, I ended up starting at 12. So I was like, damn it. But I might be back on again later steaming, because while I've got internet, I'm going to make the most of it and maybe play some games and talk some crap later, because I've got that all set up. Look, here it is. Look, there's the scene ready for that. Just need to add a camera to it. So, but I think overall, apart from not being able to get audio to Tatty on the video, because I should have done a meet, but I didn't think about it. This has worked quite well. So, and I got to play with OBS, which is always fun, because I do so little on OBS, it's ridiculous. Unlike Tatty. I do just need to figure out though why my resolution was wrong, because it was supposed to be, I'm sure I set it as a 720p, but for some reason it's come out at like 560. I'm like, the hell? Oh yeah, apparently my base canvas is 1080p, my output scaled resolution is 960 by 540. Why? Well, I can fix that for the next stream, so that's fine. They are. Oh, I've just been told we can't hear Tatty. Does that mean, are you not on? Ah, you're not. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I just need to add the audio capture for this. I've just realised there's no audio capture for you. Audio output capture. Add existing. Desktop audio. Okay. Hopefully, if you talk now. So.
No, fuck you.
Just checking which one it would have been. Game capture, audio output capture, that's what I want. Audio output capture, add existing, that one. Right, that should definitely be working now. So I completely forgot about that on that scene, because I'd set this scene up as for just me, so I never put in an audio capture. Then I had the video one that obviously had the audio capture, so we could talk over it. But then I made that one as a guest window, in case I put in another video frame. So... yeah, I had lots of scenes ready done. I was like, yay! But I'll just thank AB, because he let me know that in Discord as well. Why is he called Flatter's Pet in Discord? The fuck? Flatter needs a slap. Oh. He really needs a slap.
Yeah, he's... Oh, him and Nick were having a bot war last night.
Oh, God. I'm going to stay out the server for a bit. I really am. So, but we've got poker tonight, Tatty. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I should be about.
Oh, good. Can you sing?
I can sing. Yeah, I can sing.
Good stuff. Can you sing for about 10 minutes? Maybe do a wee half-time report?
Oh God, yeah, we probably haven't got half-time music, have we? So this is the joys go on holiday, and it's like,
music at all. I was actually trolling through trying to find something when I noticed you were streaming, which is why I jumped on.
Yeah. I'll see if I can pick one up. I did have a couple lined up. I'll go through my music later, see who we've got. But yeah, it's been a nice little stream. Been fun having you on, Mr. Tatty. I hope everyone's enjoyed it all. As AB says, you're the French barmaid in Discord. Yes, I am the French barmaid in Discord, but at least I'm not Flatter's Pet. Oh dear me, it's all fun and games, isn't it? But yeah, I think I'll probably end that here. I'll have a little play. I might do one, come back after walking the dogs and just play some games. You can all listen to me talk crap. But yeah, 25 people currently watching, 22 likes. That's quite nice. Please feel free to check... Oh, hang on. What's this? Sarcastic Barman. Can I do poker tonight? Got my PC back. Yes, you can do poker tonight, Spaceman. Just talk to Tatty. Because I should be there, but just in case I'm not, talk to Tatty. So it all depends what the wife's got planned for tonight, because at the moment I don't think we've got any plans, so I can get away with doing this. She's been chilling out watching the soaps today, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go and do a live stream because I can. But
Quite right
no,
too, man.
well enjoyed. Had fun playing with Discord. Had fun playing with this. I'll figure out better for next time. But by the time I do another stream like next week or something, my internet won't be worth it anyway. So, but then I might keep the settings of 540 on the scale ratio then, because then the output for Facebook is only 480, so it's not too bad. So, yes.
Yeah, it'll not kill you too much.
It shouldn't, no, but the computer's handled it fine, which is good. And I was downloading videos. I've got the game running in the background. I've got Discord running in the background. I've got Steam running in the background. So the difference on the internet I can get in North Wales compared to just outside the city is fucking piss take. Oh,
Yeah, it's
dear.
mental, man, innit? I was just thinking, next Sunday I was going to say I could probably host one for you, but I'll be doing Logic and Reason for 12.
Oh,
Nice
that's
people,
all right.
nice people.
But I'll be open again by that point. So any live streams I do would be in the evenings, 11 o'clock sort of jobbies, which we could do a couple of. It would be nice every so often. But if I can, hopefully the internet will be getting sorted better. It's better than it used to be, but it still sucks balls. But yeah.
Yeah, they've now got 2 pigeons as opposed to just the 1.
No, we've upgraded from pigeons to doves.
Oh, very fancy.
It is, isn't it? So, yeah, but I'll end that there. I'll play my little outro. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And, yeah, hopefully Steam Cup Reason. I did try and tag you in Discord when I came on, but I saw you weren't there, and I was like, oh, I bet he's gone out for dinner or something. Oh, and apparently there was an echo. Now an echo, but now the echo's gone.
Now the echo's gone.
Very odd.
Probably a bit.
Very
Yeah,
odd.
OBS, man. Tell you, it's
That is probably just OBS having a
Wow.
hissy fit, because there was nothing
It needs a
else
slap.
changed. Right, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon, and we'll catch you soon.